Yeah, we back from my couch to your house. Check it out. This your boy Devin Sippin. I'm back up in here, man. NBA still in the NFL Thunder on Super Bowl week is crazy, but tomorrow, either way it go, tomorrow we gonna do an in-depth preview show of the offenses and the defenses and talk about who got the advantages. I'll make my pick on Saturday the day before the game and post. I'll post the show on Saturday. I'll say that, but tomorrow night, I'll do the show and talk about the matchups. What it looked like when Kansas City offense got the ball and they on the field versus Philly defense, and what it's gonna look like when Philly got the ball and Kansas City's on defense. But for tonight, Jimmy Butler traded from the Miami Heat to the Golden State Warriors. Now I see people on Twitter, they talking about, oh, new Warriors big three. I don't agree. I don't agree. Just flat out, I don't agree. They might become a much better defensive team, but they have a pecking order, and I just don't think that Jimmy Butler do good with pecking orders. No matter where it's at, no matter who is at the top of the stack. I know that Draymond and Steph, they got all the accolades. They got all the championship rings, but that don't matter not to Jimmy Butler. He been going at it with Pat Riley. He got all the accolades. He got all the rings. You know what I'm saying? He been building championship teams. He been building a championship culture in Miami all of this time. Jimmy Butler ain't never won nothing. He been a part of some good teams, but he ain't never won nothing. In Chicago, they never won. He went to Minnesota with Thibodeau, who was from Chicago. They never won. He got traded to Philly when Ben Simmons was Ben Simmons, and they had Embiid. They got put out the playoffs in Game 7 by Toronto the year that they won. He been in the East all these years. Kawhi was in the East for 1 year. Came all the way through and won the championship. Now, of course, Jimmy Butler made it to the finals twice with the Heat, but they never got it done. And so when you haven't won, you haven't won. It's not about making it, it's about winning. You know what I'm saying? It's only one champion. And Jimmy Butler is not a champion. And the Warriors have not been playing like they one piece away from contending for a championship. Most nights they look like it's Steph go crazy or it's nothing out there. And I don't think a lot will change now that they got Jimmy Butler. They may be a little better, but Jimmy Butler not a great regular season player. And they on the verge of not making the playoffs. They've been a play-in team all these years since they won that championship. And so I don't think Jimmy Butler is much of an upgrade in the regular season from Andrew Wiggins. In the playoffs, yeah, he way better than Wiggins in the playoffs, but they got to make it to the playoffs for that to mean anything. Zach LaVine is now Sacramento King. Of course, Wiggins play for the Heat. Crazy trade I saw Milwaukee traded Middleton for Kuzma. Like, I'm looking at that like, have they been seeing the same? Have they been seeing the same Kuzma? I see the man. He be playing like he really play like it's high school. Like, AAU. I'm on the team. You know what I'm saying? And that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I don't know what Milwaukee over there doing. I watched a couple of their games here recently. They look bad. Milwaukee look bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dame don't even look like Dame out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of them look like, let's just stay out Giannis' way as much as possible, and let's, like, that's what it looked like. They all, let's not fuck it up for Giannis. Like, that's how they whole team look. And it can't be like that. They gotta play their roles. Like, they gotta fit. The pieces gotta fit. And so I didn't like the Kyle Kuzma move. I've been hearing that Dallas trying to get KD as well. You know, Phoenix playing OKC right now. Uh, they just terrible. Of course, KD out tonight, but they look horrible. They always getting destroyed. They lost to Portland twice here in the last couple of weeks. It's just the NBA crazy. The NBA is crazy because all these teams, like, I keep hearing about how great Jokic playing, but they like 10 games out of first in the West, and they like he a lock for MVP. But here goes SGA. He got 40 in the blowout win. Well, they blowing Phoenix out. It's still the third quarter, and they got the best record in the NBA. So how is he not the MVP? He leading the league in scoring. They got the best record. He the best player on the team by far. How is he not the MVP? You know what I'm saying? But are these trades really making these teams better? Are these teams really, like, what are they doing? Who's really competing for the championship? I feel like Boston is the only team that can win the championship. You know what I'm saying? All these teams making all these moves, and Boston is the only team that can win the championship. Denver got a great team, but I just don't think they play enough defense to win the championship. Uh, OKC is a great team, but I don't think that they play big enough for playoff basketball. And what I mean is, I don't think that they can rebound at a high level in a 7-game series. I think they'll get crushed on the backboard in a 7-game series and they'll lose. Even though they're a great defensive team. They're one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. But it's a difference between the regular season and playoff basketball. So, I just look at them as, like, for right now, until they take that next step, they're just a great regular season team. I'm interested to see what the Mavericks look like in the long run, not like the first couple of games, but after they get a rhythm having AD in the lineup. And because that might be my pick to, even though they made it to the finals last year and they got rid of Luka, that might be my pick to make it to the finals again from the West, because I just don't see no consistency from no team but OKC. Memphis been looking good. But I just don't think that they could do it in a 7-game series. It's too easy when you just got that one star. It's too easy for teams to key in on him and then make your role players try to win a 7-game series. It don't work. It ain't never worked like that in the NBA. And that's one of the things, like, people be saying, oh, but he played with this one and that one. Well, unless you playing with somebody, you're not gonna be playing for the championship. Only twice I done seen one star teams make it to the finals, and that was AI and that was LeBron. Now I done seen great teams as collectives make it to the finals, but not just a team with one star and a bunch of role playing guys. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's pretty big news that Jimmy Butler got traded, but I don't think that he makes a big three in Golden State. I had heard the other day that he didn't even want to go to Golden State. So we'll see how it pans out. But I'm looking at his history. He pretty much is not a happy camper no matter where he's playing at. He causes problems on the team everywhere he's playing at, and Golden State, they run a pretty tight ship over there. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he conducts himself, because you remember he was already about to fight Haslam and getting into it with Spoelstra on the bench in Miami. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he handles playing with Draymond and being coached by Steve Kerr, because it's pretty much the same kind of culture in Golden State that it was in Miami. It's championship culture. It's rules, it's regulations, it's things that go into competing for championships. And so, man, it is what it is, man. It's your boy Devin Sifford. This from my couch to your house. I'm up and I'm out.